when we started this group off at Casey in February 2007, it was a bunch of guys not knowing each other to what we've got today, where, they'll jibe and they'll throw some jokes across, and you know that nobody's going to take offence at it because we all know each other so well.
John or I run the meeting, but not as a president or secretary or anything like that, just to get the men involved so that we might say, all right, Bernie, it's your turn to speak. And I spoke about going to ballet concerts for grandkids and various things like that. If you don't want to be as personal, you don't have to be.
It's all based on positive ageing, healthy ageing. We're not talking about people with barbells and running 50 miles a day or something like that. We're just talking about people keeping their bodies fit and healthy in many ways, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually and psychologically, and making sure that their twilight years are probably the best years of their life. That's what I'm all about in relation to peer education.
We go around and they've each got 3 minutes to tell us different exciting things that happened in the month. If they don't want to talk, they don't have to. And then after the break, we have talks on men's health. We've had a doctor come and talk about prostate cancer to men, blood pressure, encouraging the men to look after their health. Today we're going to talk about retirement, and each man will have a different story to tell about how retirement affected him. And the big thing is to do it positively. If someone gets a bit down in the dumps about retirement, well, there's always someone within the group that's a little bit worse off, that's been through harder times through ill health or partner's ill health, that'll be uplifting and share experiences. That's what it's all about, and it's working.
It's just a matter of guys feeling free to sit down and talk. There are many guys at home that have been removed from society because they've retired, and they find they do not have an avenue to express their feelings and so on. Men's group does that for them.
Women have always got a network. They've got either sewing, they've got cards, they've got social things, but often when a man retires, he loses touch with the network, and his friends through work, and ends up with no friends in a way, whereas this is meeting a real need for it. And they do look upon each other as friends here.
When we first started meeting, they felt, what are we going to say when we go home? And I turned around to her and said, well, just tell them it's secret men's business. But it's absolutely amazing. After 4 or 5 months of these guys meeting and getting together, when you ring up to talk to them about certain aspects, the wife will answer the phone, or the partner, and she'll say, John, I'm not going to tell him this, but he's changed. So you don't ask him in what aspects, but it's always a positive response. Never had a negative response from the spouse yet.
My wife is involved in different other things, so we can do things separately, and yet we can go on holidays together, we can visit grandkids together, and it gives you space that's important in your retirement, I think. My wife wasn't used to me being home all the time, and I think that puts a strain on relationships if the husband's there following her around. What are we going to have for tea tonight? What are we going to do now? Like, she's not used to that and never has been. So having independent things is a real healthy way to keep your relationship happy and alive.
I feel that psychologically, physically, mentally, I'm much more alert than I ever was. But at the same time, I can see other people benefiting from the volunteering that I do in many, many ways. To have somebody that you've never known before, after a talk about depression, for example, come up and say to you, look, I suffer from depression, and they tell you all the personal details. One can tend to get a bit emotional about it from time to time, but you need to be able to stand back and just listen. Not only am I enjoying what I'm doing, I'm learning from what I'm doing, and I can see the benefits of what I'm doing with the people that I'm working with, and that's terrific. It's genuine. respect all the way around, you know. I'd like to see it develop in Victoria, and it is, but it's going to be slow and methodical. I'd like to see it go nationwide, but before it goes nationwide, you've got to have it in the right scale in your little home turf first. For me personally, I'm going to die happy.